Good morning. This is my thought for the day. We are looking at the moment in the thoughts of the day our favourite Bible characters, and I've got a lot of favourite Bible characters, but I thought I'd talk about these two. This is from Exodus 1, 15-17. Then the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, of whom the name of one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other was Puah. And he said, when you do the duties of a midwife for the Hebrew women, and see them on the birth stools, if it is a son, then you shall kill him. But if it is a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God, and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the male children alive. Now these two midwives only appear for a short time in Exodus 1, between verses 15 and 21, just before Moses was born. The interesting thing is, without these two, Moses might have never made it. But he's often the one we hear about, isn't he? But there are always people behind the scenes of the people that we hear about in Scripture. I was reflecting recently on John and Charles Wesley, two amazing men of God who have shaped the course of human history. They've done amazing things for God. But behind the scenes, behind them, was Susanna Wesley, the mother who faithfully prayed and taught them the Bible. So I just wanted to bring a few reflections this morning on the midwives. Firstly, they're doing their job and they're serving God. And I think that's really encouraging for us because it tells us that God can use us exactly where we are, just in our normal lives, doing our normal jobs. Secondly, they were brave in the midst of danger. They feared God more than they feared man, and they loved God. And they did an incredibly brave thing at a time when it was really hard to stand up to those in authority. I think thirdly, they teach us to value life and to stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. And that's what a lot of Scripture tells us, isn't it? That we should stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. And fourthly, they are completely normal. They are everyday normal people. And often I think in our lives, we don't celebrate the normal, everyday people enough. People who make a huge difference in our journeys with God. As I've been reflecting on the midwives, I felt God really prompted me to write a letter to a couple who used to run a Christian camp when I was a teenager that I used to go to every year. They were normal, everyday people, but every year they gave up their time and they ran this Christian camp, and it made a huge difference to my faith journey, but I hadn't really ever told them. And actually, sometimes very normal, very everyday people can make a big difference to our faith journeys. So this morning, as we think about some of my favourite Bible characters, the two midwives, let us be reminded that God uses normal, everyday people every day. I hope you have a really blessed day. Amen.